In the 10 key crane states, among them Angola, Zimbabwe and the Congo, Lindy has managed to overcome civil war, poverty and the lack of resources to find champions of crane and wetland conservation.
Tomorrow's program, we're going to get up really early.
How many hours will there be?
About an hour.
In November 2000, Lindy's program took hold in these African countries with the help and backing of the American-based International Crane Foundation.
I think Lindy has had a very important role in kind of bringing people together regionally, of having different people join together from different countries and exchange skills and ideas and visions and try and think more globally.
Lindy's multinational organization is an incredible achievement. She has found funding to employ and supply all the African teams and brings them together annually.
I think the scale of the map is too...
It's too small.
Yeah. So you can't see the details.
Some of these countries are continually in crisis, but Lindy still manages to visit and support her field officers.
Ideas and skills. We have people coming from South Africa.
Zimbabwe is her latest challenge.
In Zimbabwe, you've got land invasions, the white farms, the cattle ranches where most of the cranes were. So you can imagine the impact that the land invasions have. Our field officers are not able to work safely in that country anymore. So we do have a problem monitoring and maintaining the cranes.
But in Zambia, Zimbabwe's less volatile neighbor, Lindy is having greater success. Zambia has become crucial to the African crane program. Although the crane population has declined over the last 10 years, Zambia still has more wattled cranes than any other country.
It was obviously an absolutely key country that we had to get involved with if we wanted to really look at conserving the species. We've got to take a really long-term view in Africa when we initiate conservation programs. It's not an easy fix, it's not a quick fix. We need to go in, we need to build capacity, we need to commit to the people, we need to commit to the countries.
After months of searching, Lindy met a local crane enthusiast called Ben Kamwaneshi. She realized he would be the perfect representative for the crane project in Zambia.
We're trying to look at the trend and trying to find the reasons why, if the population is going up or is going down, then would like to get down now to the threats that is causing the decline of the populations of these birds.
Our approach is not to go in and try and set up programs on our own. Our approach is to try and identify key people in those countries, people who are interested and passionate about what they're doing, and build a program around them. And we find we get much better results that way.
Lindy has asked Ben to search the landscape for all the cranes and their nest sites to make a census of Zambia's wattled cranes. The data he collects for her is vital for Lindy's multinational program to protect the birds and their habitats. To ensure Ben's success, Lindy set him up under the auspices of the well-established WWF Zambia in the capital, Lusaka.
Ben's project started in a very, very creeping way, in my view. It came quite slowly. We thought he was just joking, actually, when he came and said, well, there's this project that we want to start, and we want to work with you, we want office space and things like that. But over the time, we've realized slowly has become serious. We saw people from the US coming, we saw people from South Africa, and finally now we have even seen a very nice vehicle coming for the wetland team.
Ben's main focus for the Africa project is the Kafue Flats, a vast wetland area right in the center of Zambia. It's home to some unique and wonderful animals, including the wattled crane. The Kafue Flats are also a vital resource for humans who depend on it for water and food. The area's ecosystem is suffering badly.
You have two dams governing the system and causing pretty significant hydrologic changes there. And what we want to do is to try and come in as a team and look at how best water should be managed in the Kafue Flats.
The dams are vital to supply the country with power, but inevitably there is conflict between the need for progress and the natural ecology of the area. The unseasonal release of water from the dams has an immediate impact on the nesting cranes.
It's completely confusing the birds as to when they should or shouldn't breed. And the problem is that the birds breed on quite a nice big high mound, but suddenly unseasonal flooding from dam releases is going to flood those nests. So really Ben is going to be looking at the impact of the dam releases, of the water releases from the dam on those nest sites.
The dams don't just affect the birds. The locals who have lived here for years rely on this fertile ecosystem too. The Kafue Flats provide them with clean water, grazing land, and a good supply of fish. To maintain the balance, it is imperative for the African project and the locals to work together.
We have to learn from them. What is there for them? What do they understand? In fact, I can tell you these people know much more than we do. So it's just a matter of coming together and try to manage this resource together. It's a matter of learning from each other and working together. We have to find a way to do it.
We think that if we work in Kafue Flats, we will be able to send a message, not just to Zambia, but to the region as a whole, that there are benefits in keeping wetlands healthy and using them wisely.
Lindy has identified and supported people like Ben throughout southern Africa. She has provided training, knowledge, skills and resources so that conservation can be left in the hands of the locals who live and work in these countries. From the farmers and farm workers in South Africa to the communities in Mozambique, Zambia and Zimbabwe, Lindy is highlighting the plight and importance of wetlands and cranes. In 2002, Lindy won a Rolex Award for Enterprise in support of her conservation efforts in southern Africa.
The Rolex Awards will make a significant contribution to the program. I'm on two levels, obviously the funding, and at the same time it'll give the project international profile. And that's very, very important for future funding. So for those two reasons, the Rolex Awards are really very, very timeless. Most of our trips into Zambia.
Against all odds, Lindy has set up a complicated network of people throughout Africa,
We just wanted to get you all here so that you could pack.
striving to protect these beautiful but endangered cranes.
This workshop is to do the training and the nest monitoring and all the rest of it, and to really give you guys an idea of what big floodplain work's about. There are some logistical difficulties about working in some of these remote areas, some of these fairly politically unstable countries. What overcomes this is really the dedication of the people that we work with. These people have really overcome some incredible hardships, and without the individuals and the motivated people that we're working with, we wouldn't actually have a program.
Without Lindy and her team, the cranes could slip into extinction, leaving behind diminishing wetlands and changing the face of Africa forever.